So we'll go ahead and get started. Some people might join us as we go, but I know Anna was scheduled to do the Lunch and Learn today, and she went ahead and recorded a video for us that I'm going to play. But before we get started, she wanted a few talking points to be discussed. So her Lunch and Learn is about nutrition and healthy eating. So one of the things she wanted to kick everything off with was just to see if you guys could share some of your favorite foods that you like to eat in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself, whatever's easiest.
I have some, but I feel like they're all unhealthy. Grilled cheese, pizza, mac and cheese, lasagna. I love all those.
Those all sound really good. I'm like you. Yeah, Emma likes grilled cheese too, and popcorn. I like a lot of pastas, things that aren't healthy. I do like apples. Dark chocolate. Emma says dark chocolate. Oh. All right, awesome. So Taylor just joined us. Taylor, we're talking about our favorite foods. If you want to join in the chat box or unmute yourself if you want to. But we were just talking about how our favorite foods, Alana and I's at least, are not the healthiest, but they're so good. And her next question was, where do you typically shop for your food? If anybody wants to share that.
I go to Aldi, Food Lion, Kroger, Walmart, occasionally Target, but it's kind of expensive there.
Yeah, Emma says Kroger and Aldi as well. Yeah, I do a lot of Food Lion and Walmart, IGA for those, or Bridgewater Foods, whatever it's called now. Cool. And then the last question she had before we start the video is if anyone wants to share any special dishes that their family makes for holidays, since the holiday season is coming up with Thanksgiving and Christmas. My family for Thanksgiving typically does the turkey, all the typical foods, and then we have ham and oysters. Pretty much the same for Christmas. Emma says normally turkey, nothing special for Christmas. Alana says cranberry sauce, pie, stuffing. And
Usually have latkes on Christmas because my mom thinks it's funny. I don't know.
Have what on Christmas?
Latkes. They're like potato pancakes. They're really good.
No, I know what you're talking about. Those are good, but I do not usually do those for Christmas.
Yeah, they're good.
That sounds good. All right, well, I'm going to attempt to share the video that Anna has prepared for us. If you can't hear it or can't see it for some reason, let me know in the chat box and we'll troubleshoot. Let me see if I can get it here. Bear with me, guys. Okay, can you guys see the video?
Affirmative.
All right, awesome. Oops, I don't know what happened here. Dang it. All right, hold on a second. We'll get there, guys. Sorry, guys. All right. All right, can someone send me a thumbs up if they can see that now? Maybe not. Not seeing any thumbs ups. All right.
Hello everyone. My name is Anna Hunter Nichols, and I am a community living specialist here at Vail. And today I'm going to be walking through nutrition and healthy eating and making some different meals. So the first thing that I want to talk about is how do you relate to food, and how do you want to be interested or relate to food. So for the first one, when you think about food, is it something that, is just kind of a thing you have to do? You just have to eat, and it doesn't really matter what you eat. You just want it fast and done and out of the way so you can go do other things. Or do you think about food as more of like a social thing, going out with friends, either to restaurants or cooking together? Or is it something that you really, really love to do, and you're interested in looking up different recipes and making different foods? So those are a couple different ways to think about how you might connect with food. Another idea is, how do you want to connect with food, right? Where do you want to get your food? Are you okay getting it at the grocery store? Do you want to get it locally? So at a food co-op, at the farmer's market, and then, even more than that, would you want to maybe have your own little garden? A good place to start with that is have an herb garden, because often herbs don't need as much maintenance. So you can also keep that in your house or outside of your house. And then if you want even more, then you can have a garden plot or be connected with different organizations around your community that grow food. And so the next thing that I wanted to show you are a couple different apps that you can use. The one that I prefer is MyFitnessPal, so you can really cater it to yourself. It tells you, you can put in, like on the Me page, your weight and fixate it and add in different things, and it'll tell you, your weight and your progress there. You can make a plan, talking about different fitness stuff, core, just walking. It gives you recipes as well. So if you want to know exactly how many calories are in each dish, there's a lot of different types of recipes there. There's also your diary. So that's like what you've been eating for breakfast. You would just tap it and you can see all the different things. And you can also look them up. You can look at the recipes, meals, things like that. You can also, there's a QR code, so you can touch that and scan something, which is really nifty. Let's say I had an egg, right? Well, so here it says that I had an egg. Number of servings is 2. So let's say I actually had 1 egg, and I can click this little box here, and it pops down and it says, is it 1 large egg, a medium egg, small? You can go by ounces, pounds, or kilograms, and then I can hit save. And that tells me it was 72 calories. It tells me the carbs, the fat, and the protein in it. And then I can, at the top here, I can add that to my list there. And then it takes away from my, you can see where it says my food. And then if you exercise, it adds calories back. And then you can see how many calories I have remaining. So there's lots of different options. They also have different articles that you can read, and of course exercise routines that you can do as well. The other things that I wanted to tell you about is there are a multitude of food apps out there. So this one is free. MyFitnessPal is free, and you can, go premium if you want. But there's also things like places that you can get your food delivered, like DoorDash, Grubhub. But there's also different, if you don't just want to record your food, but you would like your food to be brought to you, because maybe shopping for you is a difficult thing. There's also like Blue Apron or Hello Fresh, where you can get a couple different meals a week, and they're fairly easy to make. They give you the instructions. So those are other apps that you could use if you want to get your food delivered. The other thing you could do is also just write down, what you're eating, and how much exercise you're getting, or what kinds of exercises you want to do. And you can also on here add in your exercises. So it'll take you down here. You can click whether it's cardiovascular, strength, or a workout routine. So you can click one of those and it'll show you there. Let's say I biked, it'll show you how many minutes you can add. Let's say I biked for 60 minutes or 1 hour. It burned 251 calories, and I can tell what time I did that. So you can also do map my walk, which is not just for walking. You can actually choose, it'll show you where you are. You can just hit start my workout to start it. But you can also choose it'll show you where you've been walking in the past, but you can also choose, here it is, the type of workout that you're doing. So at the top there, you see it says road cycling, so that would be like biking. It says walking, hiking, if I'm walking my dog, and there's a bunch of different activities that you can choose from. And so this, if you say you're doing walking up and down stairs, right? Then I can go back, and then I hit start
Begin workout.
And it tells me begin workout. It'll tell me my duration, my pace, my calories that I've burned. And then oftentimes it'll tell you your distance. And when you hit a mile, for every mile that you hit, it'll say you've walked 2 miles and burned this many calories in this amount of time. So that's kind of nice. And you can take a picture up there if you want, of where you're walking. And it also connects with the app that I showed you before, the MyFitnessPal, and it can automatically download to MyFitnessPal so that it'll just connect right away. And that way you don't have to worry about entering in the calories that you burned and what type of exercise you've been doing.
Hey everyone. So the last thing that I wanted to show you before we start cooking is this book that I really love, and I have been reading. It's by Michael Pollan, and it's called Food Rules, an Eater's Manual. And so that's what it looks like. And I really enjoy this because it's a very simple, easy book to read. And it has a lot of good ideas. And so at the front, you can see the table of contents. And it says for part 1, so there's 3 different sections. And the first part says, what should I eat? Eat food. Makes sense. And then he goes into explain what that means. And then part 2 says, what kind of food should I eat? And he says, mostly plants. And then part 3 says, what should I eat? How should I eat? And it's not too much. So throughout the book, the chapters look like this. So it's a very small, like this is one section. So you have 22, and it says, eat mostly plants, especially leaves. So that is 1 page long, and you can see it's 1 page long. And then the next one says, treat meats as a flavoring or special occasional food. And so it goes by, each one is eat wild foods when you can. Don't eat breakfast cereals that change the color of milk. Pay more, eat less. The banquet is the first bite. So there's all of these like super simple, one page or one paragraph, explaining different rules about food, or just like things that you could try. You don't have to do all of them. There's a lot of grace when it comes to food. But it's just a really interesting small book, easy read. And I know that a lot of people, when they look at articles or read books about food, it's often talking like, about the proteins and the fats and it goes into this like very scientific aspect of food. And what Michael has found is that food is actually really simple, and that the more simply you eat, the better. So eating foods and vegetables and fruit that are local, that came out of the ground. If you have to go through a drive-through to get food, then it's probably not real food. And so what he calls that is food-like substances, I believe is what he calls, like McDonald's or different foods that we might find in the grocery store that look like food, but they have so many different things within them that it's not real food. So anyway, very interesting book. And then the last thing that I want to get into is some different food that we can make. And so I'll just jump right into that. So we're going to be making a couple different things today. The first thing, I know that a lot of people are on the run, they're busy, they have busy schedules. So I wanted to make two dishes that were pretty simple. The first one is going to be eggs. And so I have a little bowl here, and I have some water in it. And we're going to be making microwave eggs. So the first thing to do is to get your little bowl. You can either add water, you can also add a little bit of oil or butter if you want. But if you want to make it a little bit healthier without your oil and fat, then you can just add water and like poach the egg. So then you're going to take your egg and you're going to crack it. You're going to take your egg and you're just going to crack it and open it up. And we have a compost, so I put the eggshell into the compost here so that we can make soil and make more food. Wash my hands off here. And then I like to use some just salt and pepper and grind that into my egg. You can add chives at the end. You can add pepper flakes in it. You can even put bits of like bacon or vegetables. I'm just going to do a really simple one. We're making it like we have lots to do, right? So then we're going to come over here and we're going to stick it into our microwave. And we're just going to put it right in there. And we're going to put it in for about 30 seconds to start. The other thing I forgot to add is sometimes things splatter in the microwave. So I'm going to put this little bowl on top so that in case something happens, it doesn't go everywhere. So you can see this is what it looks like after 30 seconds. I'm going to stick it in a little bit longer because I don't like mine as runny. And so here you can see my egg after about a minute. It did pop in the microwave. So again, just be careful about that. And so then you can take that out. You can put it on a piece of toast. If you're running out the door, you can have it with some avocado. But there you are, like a minute egg. And pretty healthy because you don't have any oil or butter in it. Some other really fast options are just to have healthy snacks around. So we went and picked apples, local apples, and we had those around. We always like to have some fruit, bananas around. And then another thing that can be really healthy are nuts. So Costco has a lot of good nuts, but there's also lots of local places around your town, I'm sure, that have different nuts. The next thing that I'm going to be showing you is how to cook sweet potato in the microwave. And that is fairly easy. Okay, everyone, so what we're going to do is wash our sweet potato, pat it dry because we want it dry, then stick it with a fork about 4 or 5 times, and then we're going to put it on a microwave safe plate so that the microwave plate doesn't heat up too hot, and then we're going to stick it in there for 5 minutes, and halfway through, so 2 minutes and 30 seconds, we're going to take it and we're going to flip it. And that way it cooks evenly on both sides, and then you should have a good sweet potato ready to eat. And you can add sour cream, you can add, you can make your own sauce for it, you can do a lot with it. You can also make mashed potatoes. So that is how we're going to do sweet potatoes in the microwave. Okay, so I have my sweet potato here, and I'm just going to wash it down, make sure all the dirt gets off of it. If you buy it at the supermarket, sometimes they put like wax or different things on it so that it stays nice looking longer. So you just want to wash that off, just like that. And then I have some paper towel here that I'm just going to pat it dry. So we just want it dry when it goes into the microwave. Pat that dry. And then I have a fork here, and I'm just gonna stab it. And this allows for it like not to pop like it did in the microwave before. This happens a lot with like different cakes or things. Just helps it more evenly cook. So we're just gonna stick some, you can kind of do it as many times. I just went around the whole thing and did it a few different times. And then I have my microwave plate, so I'm gonna stick it on there and stick it in the microwave for 5 minutes. So let's come over here. We're gonna put that in there for 5 minutes. And then halfway through, we're gonna switch it. So I don't know if you guys can hear, but it is sizzling right now. So it's just about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So it's been in there for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And now I'm going to take it out. Be really careful. The plate isn't too hot, which is nice. That's why you want a microwave safe plate. And then you can take it and, it's a little warm, and flip it over, just like I did there. And then you're gonna stick it back in and cook it for another 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And you might even wanna cook it even a little bit longer than that. How you know that it is ready is when you can stick a fork into it and it's really easy and it goes straight down into it. So this one, because it's a little bit bigger and I didn't cut it up first, it might take 6 to 8 minutes instead of 5. So just know that each one is going to be different, and just stick your fork in there, and if it goes in easy, it's done. So here's our sweet potato. Now you can cut it down the middle. You can add whatever kinds of toppings you want. If you just want to eat it whole, you can mash it and put it into a dish. There's all different things that you can do with it. And the last thing that I want to let you guys know is if you enjoy cooking more, but not cooking every day, some good things to do is make things in bulk. So for instance, my family just made some beans, black beans. And so we have onions in there, we have beans, and that way we can freeze some if we want to do, or we can eat it whenever we want. Another good idea is to make casseroles or spaghettis, lasagnas, things that you can freeze some of them and then pull them out later and eat them. So there's lots of recipes that you can do that with. Or even if you have vegetables from your garden, you can freeze those as well so that when winter comes and you don't have as many fresh veggies, you can pull those frozen ones out. So anyway, I hope those were some good ideas and helpful for you all for nutrition and healthy cooking. If there's anything else that I can answer, leave a comment below or ask Vale. And anyway, thank you all for listening and coming. Hope that was helpful.
All right. Has anyone tried any of those things to cook the eggs or sweet potato in the microwave or anything like that?
I haven't used the microwave to do it before, but that's a good idea because I use the microwave for a lot of things.
Yeah, and quick.
Yeah.
Cool. How about any of the apps? Any of the Map My Walk or MyFitnessPal, anything like that? Does anybody have any suggestions of other quick, yeah, not yet. Me too, Alana. I'm really thinking of downloading this. Does anyone have any other suggestions of other apps or other foods, other ways to get healthy foods or cook healthy foods, anything like that? Cool. So I'm certainly taking something away from this, and I hope you guys are too. Does anybody have any other questions or comments about today's Lunch and Learn? Okay, well, the next Lunch and Learn is Tuesday, November 17th. We will have Carolyn Harlow from the Harrisonburg-Rockingham Department of Social Services here to talk about Medicaid benefits. So we hope to see you there. Hope everybody has a great day.